I'm going to do two things. First, I'm going to just quickly touch on how we got to this place. And second, just to give folks a little bit of background on who we are and what we do. So Housing Nova Scotia, just to frame it up, many folks would have heard over the years of the Nova Scotia Housing Development Corporation, which essentially owns and runs most of the social housing within the province of Nova Scotia. But we, over and above being a landlord, we also are involved in land development. So a lot of the subdivisions that folks live in, particularly in and around Metro here, were developed actually by the corporation at one point in time or another. In addition, we're actively involved in the home repair business. So we have about 22 to 2,500 individuals come to us every year looking for grants in order to try and stay in their homes. So modest, low-income individuals, families and seniors looking for things to be replaced or adaptations to be done. So we do a lot of work with Efficiency Nova Scotia. We have a partnership with CMHC that cost shares in a lot of the work that we do. So we're continually looking at what are the trends, not just with regards to building and development, but we're also obviously spending a lot of time looking at efficiency. So a couple of years ago, we had an opportunity to have some conversations with the community in Truro, and particularly with regards to Alice Street. And what happened is we came up with what was really one of our first neighborhood revitalization projects. We had a private sector developer who was looking to buy a school site and create some affordable rental opportunities. We had a number of homeowners who were looking to fix their homes up, think about curb appeal, trying to actually change kind of the view and thought of what the community was like. And in addition, our little building, we went through and said, yeah, you know, by the time we sink what we would need to sink into this building to bring it back to that kind of 25, 30-year life, we would be better off looking at an approach of starting over, particularly with regards to the energy efficiency side. So we explored the idea of a passive house. Many folks here may know Ramsey Kawar as one of my team members, who is a big champion for passive house. So Ramsey, along with our project director Ed Lake, begin the work to say if we were going to go out and look at a higher standard, maybe higher than the typical standard you would see, and led us not only to passive house, but led us to conversations with Natalie, and ultimately we're at the point now where we have a contractor awarded. That house is no longer standing. There's a nice hole in the ground that we're going to actually start construction on our first passive house. For us, the millions and millions and millions of liters of fuel that we burn every year to heat all, particularly our multi-units, it is one of those things we've done a lot with controls, we've done a lot with envelopes, but we're starting to look at, you know, could this be a standard as we're moving forward that we would look at incorporating. And what we're seeing, the build costs on this are not that out of whack with what you would see with a normal stick build kind of application. So now it's about, we're going to test it, look at the results, and if this is something that can really create affordability for us, we can then pass that on to the tenant. Because remember, most of what I do is either based on the individual's income or based on some kind of a flat rent structure that is more about cost recovery than necessarily what you can see in a private sector landlord situation. So for us, this is something that we really want to explore, have the chance to study, and see if this is something that we can move forward as potentially more and more in multi-unit builds, look at incorporating. And if at any point in time folks ever have any thoughts, questions around Housing Nova Scotia and what we do, Housing Nova Scotia, you Google it, you're going to hit our website really fast, and there's a link there where you can ask questions or looking to contact individuals. Happy to respond to any thoughts or questions either coming out of this or with regards to the creation and maintaining of affordable housing in Nova Scotia. So thanks again for the invitation. I'm going to turn everything over to Natalie to talk about our little, well, it's not a little house anymore, it's now a hole in the ground in Truro ready to be built. So,
thank you, Dan.
Thank you very much.